interviewing you.
Right, exactly. Exactly. I was telling the ladies and gentlemen, like, you have the perfect voice for radio. Like, I don't know if you are already exploring that venture, but
I have a background in radio, actually as a creative producer, but also for a couple years as on air.
okay.
But it's so funny. One of my professors while I was at Howard University, I remember he got on me one day and was just like, "Your voice would be horrible for radio. It's like too high pitched and annoying." This was like one of my mentors, or is one of my mentors.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he might have been joking a bit, but I still was like, oh God, I need to kind of work on it a bit.
Yeah.
I talk super, super fast. So I'm like, let me slow it down and just add some resonance to my voice.
Yeah.
So it's taken some work.
Yeah.
But thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, considering what time we're starting, we might as well just go ahead and get right to it.
Hey, okay.
So, you have a very dynamic background. Hey, you just told me you've been in communications.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you have experience in that, but you're also creative arts educator, music producer, hip hop artist.
Yeah.
You just do a little bit of everything.
I do. Yeah. I'm not even sure where it all came from. Well, maybe it just came from how I grew up.
Okay.
I grew up in a very competitive household, and not that not that we had to compete against each other, but my father was a track star in Philly when he was in high school and in college, and he'd always just instilled this narrative: be number one, never number two, definitely not number three, number one. And so I have just always been super competitive and wanted to be the best at everything. And I go as far as telling myself that I'm the best at everything.
Yeah.
I know that, there are people out there that are a bit more experienced, and I'll definitely give people props. I love affirming people and celebrating people.
Yeah.
So if you can't celebrate others, how can you expect to be celebrated?
That's true.
But I also am just very confident in my skills and in my gifts. I remember one of my mentors, his name is Tony Richards. He had told me one day, I serve a number one God. What you expect?
Yeah.
I am number one.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's deep. I like that. And
Yeah.
so I see myself as being number one. If not, I just strive hard and work hard to try to be the best that I can be.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, that confidence, this is my first time, of course, meeting you in person.
Mm-hmm.
That confidence, just beaming. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
I get that
you.
off of you. And I like meeting artists, and I like meeting people, period, who it's a very subtle confidence. It's not in your face. It's not braggadocious, but I could just tell that you're very self-assured. You know what I'm saying? You don't really need anybody to tell you how good you are. You know it. It shows up in your music. It shows up in just how you carry yourself. Just seeing your Instagram posts and stuff like that. You're very confident, you need that in this. You need that in this industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I really appreciate that. I spent a good deal of my middle and high school years being bullied. So this wasn't always who I was.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time being fearful, and just looking down on myself and not being this person that I am. And so it took a lot of time, a lot of just soul searching, praying. And it's funny because my mother is very much not that. She did not raise us to be that.
Yeah.
And so it took a lot of effort to get to where, to get to be self-assured. Prayer and, just a tribe, finding a tribe who appreciates me, who celebrates me, who affirms me every single day, which is really important. My family, obviously. So it's taken time. So I appreciate you, letting me know that that's radiating from me.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
Yeah. And it makes your story even more layered, knowing that, since I would have never known that if you didn't say anything. And a lot of times people who go through being bullied or going through, a lot of the stuff that a lot of us go through as kids or as youth, you'll never know what that story is. Because I went through my own stuff as well. but at the same time, it's like at the end of the day, it was important for me to say either I can let what happened to me control me, or I control what happens to me. Or I control my destiny. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you sharing that tidbit.
Yeah,
you know
no, thank you.
I'm sure that will definitely speak to somebody out there.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I have used that. I guess you can say it's a mantra or just like mission. In me being a creative arts educator. It's the reason why I love education. I love working with young people because I remember what my experience was like and feeling like the outsider. You know, being at home and like wanting to get on stage but being so afraid to because I thought people would talk about me or make fun of me. And so being at home, dancing to all the Aaliyah videos and Destiny's Child videos. And so now as a performer, it's almost like I've been practicing for this moment all of my life, just like undercover. And so now that I have the opportunity to put myself out there and to be confident enough to do it, like it's like it just all came naturally for me because I had spent so much time behind closed doors practicing. You know, I am not a dancer at all, but I mean, you couldn't tell me nothing, you know? So it's interesting, like, how God sets us up for greatness and we don't even realize it. Like I'm at home in my living room with my sister, like, let's practice this dance move or let's act like we Busta Rhymes rapping on this video, you know, and not recognizing that I was being set up for this moment. And like I said, just being able to, I had told myself, I will never, whoever I'm around, young people particularly, if I have the control and the power to be able to shift their condition, their extenuating circumstances, their level of confidence, their self-esteem, I will do that. I don't want anyone ever enduring what I've endured. So nobody around me will ever experience that. Anyone that I work with, anyone that I teach or that I educate, like that's just like point blank period, like a standard. I'm here to empower. So
so speaking of that, this I mean, the way that this is flowing, it's going to feel like a whip around. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to kind of jump.
Bring it back.
Yeah, we're going to jump all over the place. But it's cool because I believe in, you know, I never like people to feel like it's an interview. I like it to feel like a conversation.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. I try to do what I can do when I can do it.
Yeah.
But one of the things that you mentioned was, like, you working with young people. And you are... Now, did you develop the Black Girl Hand Games project?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Talk out because hand games has been something. I mean, like I remember as a kid, like watching girls do hand games. Like, and I mean, I was a boy, so it's like I was like, damn, I want to do that. But then when they try to show me, it's like, yeah, y'all can have that. Y'all got that. So it was better to watch them do it, you know. But I always liked it because it just built camaraderie. It built a connection between young girls. You know what I'm saying? So talk about like why you use that specifically as like the conduit for like intervention and like creating these connections and really empowering young Black girls, you know, through the Hand Games project.
So Black girls unfortunately have been stereotyped as being mean, promiscuous, loud, angry. And Black people oftentimes we are looped into like this bowl of oppression. That is who we are, that is how we identify, that is how we are talked about. But we are so much more than those things. Black girls are so much more than them being loud. And if they're loud, oh well, they're loud. You know, I'm loud. I talk loud. That's who I am. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? I want to be mean. I'm mean. Okay, and what about it? You know? And so I wanted to channel the things that are symbolic of our joy, symbolic of the things that that are empowering unto us, to steer away from those negative stereotypes and those negative narratives. And so we think about hand games are symbolic of those things. They're symbolic of Black joy. They're symbolic of our amazing childhood experiences. If you think about young women when they're playing a hand game with a friend, they're not doing it angrily. They're not slapping each other around. It is the ultimate expression of friendship and the ultimate expression of joy. And so I wanted to channel those things in this project. And as a producer, initially it literally just started out as just an album idea. I'm like, yo, let me take these hand games like a Miss Mary Mac or a Down Down Baby, Down by the Roller Coaster, and switch them into hip hop and soul songs. I love taking like chants from the movement, or again, things that are in symbolic of blackness and black culture, and using those experiences in my music, and remixing them into mainstream experiences. And so, boom, I was in the house with my fiance and her homegirl, and they were like, they were just talking about the hand games that they used to play when they were younger. And we're like, yo, it would be so dope if we took these and turned them into hip hop and soul songs. Boom. Okay. And so the first song that we created, or that I created, along with three other women, was Miss Mary Mac. It was the trap remix. Fire. Fire, right?
Yes. Oh my God. I was bumping that. I was like, dang, this joint crazy. Like,
I mean, come on.
It's a whole bop right here.
Right? I wanted to bring this mainstream element to it. I mean, because remixes can be, how can I say this? When I say Black Joy, I am not corny. I am not a corny person. I am not whack. I mean, look at me. I'm stylish. What's up? You know what I'm saying? And so I don't want it to come across as like, la, 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 ice cream. Like, this is like, I want it to be lit. I want for young people to vibe to it. I want for an AJ to vibe to it.
Absolutely.
You know, grandmama, grandparents, whomever. I want for everyone to be able to vibe to it. And so, yeah, it ends up being super dope. And so because I'm also an educator, I was like, yo, this would be a great creative intervention to offer to youth, but particularly Black girls. Black girls. While I was working in the public school system, I had a lot of young people, a lot of girls that would come to me and be like, why is it that, like, administration is always doing things for the boys? They always have all these clubs to empower them. They didn't use those words. They used much more vulgar words. But, like, why don't we ever have anything for us? It just seems like we are not ever accommodated. And so I'm like, I got you. I got you, sis. And so that's how this whole thing came about.
That's good. That's good. Because, I mean, the thing is, it's like, there are a lot of things. And I'm glad that you said that, because it actually kind of going to ease into my next question for you. But there is a lot of focus on Black men, Black boys, you know what I'm saying, like in education and in a lot of different circles and arenas. And a lot of times Black women and Black girls do get lost in the shuffle. And so that's why, you know, when I see programs or, you know, developments like the Black Girl Hand Games Project, like, I love seeing stuff like that, because it's like, Black girls need that, you know, especially in this society. And I always say this, like, I feel like Black women and Black girls are like the most disregarded, disrespected demographic in the world. You know what I'm saying? And so anything that any one of us, whether it's you or whether it's us as brothers, you know, that we can do to edify our sisters, you know what I'm saying, our young sisters, our, you know, older sisters, you know what I'm saying, no matter who it is, like, we have to support them. And we have to support everybody in the community, but we definitely have to support the girls. You know, we need y'all.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And, you know, oftentimes Black girls are looked at as being older than what they truly are.
Right.
They are like interacted with as if they are adults. The adultification of Black girls, you know, they know more about sex just because they're Black girls, you know, and they're looked at as being older than what they truly are. And so this project allows for us to counteract that and say, no, these Black girls are children. Allow them to have their childhood experience. Allow them to be empowered to be children. You know, and so it's amazing, because the other element about hand games is I remember talking to my grandmother about it. Grandmother is like 70 years old, and she was like, Miss Mary Mac, girl, I know that song, let me play. And so we were playing Miss Mary Mac, someone over 70 years of age, and yet I can still go to someone who is maybe 8 years of age and she knows the song. I mean, hand games are a cultural tradition that transcends generations. And so when I, along with my team, go into schools and go into conferences and we host workshop experiences, it is so amazing to see college girls, to see more seasoned women, a bit more mature women, seeing middle schoolers playing the hand games with each other, and it's not even a thought of like, girl, you too young or you too old to be playing this. They are just like in the moment and playing something that is so familiar with them that resonates with them regardless of their age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love stuff like that like transcends like generations. You know, like I mean, and those are the things that you really want to hold on to, and the fact that you flip that into music and into, you know, a program like Black Girl Hand Games Project. I mean, it's brilliant, but it's also culturally important, you know, culturally necessary.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So another thing, so this is, you kind of guided me in the direction. So I'm
doing a pretty good job steering this conversation.
You really are. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about was, I happened to just be, you know, looking on the internet, or just like reading a few articles here and there. And so I stumbled upon this one article. I want to say it may have come out like maybe in 2017. And it was, I want to say it was by somebody named Ebony Smith. And
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. So it was
about female producers?
Yes. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. All right. So like it was changing the scope of the question from where are all the female producers to why are female producers everywhere yet so invisible? And I found that very, very interesting because there are so many women producers out here that don't get talked about, that don't get proper shine, you know what I'm saying, in this still unfortunately male dominated industry. Like, I mean, another thing that I was reading was the fact that there has never been a woman producer to win Producer of the Year at the Grammys, which is like, it's criminal. You know what I mean? But and a part of it is opportunity. You know, and so like I wanted to know your thoughts about that as a woman producer. Like, you coming up, like who are the people that you look toward? Like, who are the people that you saw, like whether it was as a producer or artist, that you saw that was like, okay, I might want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then like talk about the lack of women producers out there, and honestly, frankly, the lack of women in hip hop, period.
You know, this is so interesting that you bring this up, AJ, because one of my homies, Goldie Patrick, has a show coming up at the Kennedy Center about women in hip hop.
Okay.
She'd asked me recently in an interview. She was like, I think she asked me if I could tell hip hop, if I could say anything to hip hop, what would you tell her? And I was like, ooh, that's deep. What would I tell her? What would I tell hip hop? And you know, the thing I had to tell her, I said, you know what, girl, I don't see hip hop as being feminine. I have never consciously, like when she said it, it resonated with me because I was like, yo, you completely just shook me.
Yeah.
I've only thought masculinity. I've only thought male. I've never thought female. And even in like my beat making, I'll do my best to be like, all right, like what would a dude like this needs to sound like a dude's work. You know, not because I'm like, oh, it'll only be accepted as a male's work, but it's just like masculinity. Men, like it has to be hardcore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that question like really, really shook me. And it was problematic for me as well. Because I'm like, wait, there are women in hip hop who have done amazing things. There are female producers out there who have done like great work. May not have had the recognition or may not be known about. And so I love that question of like, where are all the female producers? But not where are they as in they're not in existence, but like where we at?
Right.
You know, put our hands up like, girl, where you at? I know you there. Like, I have a I just hired a sister. I work at the Hirshhorn Museum and Sculpture Garden as the manager of teen programs, and I just hired a sister that is a beat maker, and she is amazing. Her name is Onrae.
Okay.
And like it was just so cool to run into a female producer, and you know, I will seriously sit here and say I don't run into them often.
Yeah.
Most of the time, like if I'm ever out and about and like, you know, looking to collaborate with folk, I'm always running into dudes that are beat makers.
Yeah.
I'm, you know, rarely ever running into female producers.
Yeah.
But it takes for me to put myself in spaces in which like it's like a producer's forum. Mm-hmm. That's where I'll find them.
Yeah.
You know, a space that's inviting a whole community into the same space. I'll run into them there. But just like hanging out on the street, I'll normally run into guys that's like, yeah, I'm a beat maker. You know, I make fire stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, my experience, the reason why I like, how can I say this? I really don't want to come across as braggadocious, but I remember, I'll tell you this story.
Okay.
When I was at Howard University, I won't even name no names. I had a classmate. He had a little crush on me. And we had a project coming up in my audio production class. And I remember walking down the hall with him, and I'm like, you know, I can't wait for this project. I'm about to kill it. And he's like, what you about to do? I'm like, I'm about to make like this dope instrumental. And he bust out laughing at me. Bust out laughing. Wow. And I was like, yo, what's all that about? And he was like, what you talking about? Girls don't make beats.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And that was like my junior year of college at Howard University, and very male dominated degree field that I was in, at least audio production. All dudes in my classes. And so that was just symbolic of what I believe that women experience. We are not always taken seriously. And so we have to work harder. We have to come up with like the most fire stuff. Yeah. People ask me all the time, like, you know, oh, you made that? Like, I will literally present my work to somebody. Yeah. It happens to me all the time. My mom will be like, Onrae, stop getting mad at people. I will present my work. Like, someone's like, oh, let me hear some of your stuff. Boom, I'll play it. Oh, yo, you made that? Because the assumption is that I did not. Yeah. Whereas I've seen men present work or present beats, and it's not even a thought. Like, oh yeah, bro, you made that. It's not a question. Yeah. You know, and so I don't know. We have a lot of work to do. But I think it takes people like myself, like a Janae Murray, like a Goldie Patrick, you know, presenting that prompt, that question, you know, for us to begin to change the narrative, and for us to begin to, like, I don't know, like, because like Ebony is saying, we're there. It's just a matter of us being able to step into these opportunities where we are on a higher platform. Yes. And so opportunities like this, AJ, like you allow me to come into your space and chat with you about my music and about all the crazy thoughts I have about the world. You know, for people, you know, out there listening to be able to become aware of me. I mean, it's things like this that help to promote us, you know, as being substantive talent in this industry. So thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, that's part of the reason why I started this platform. You know what I'm saying? I mean, balancing that. And that's, I've always believed on all levels in balance, you know, being a Libra. So, so like, not seeing enough women as producers. It's always like baffled me, you know what I'm saying? So when I was kind of coming up and I would see somebody like Missy, I see her name with production credits, I'm like, yo, I like that.
Missy.
Yeah, that's my girl right there. I love me some Missy. You
I
know
wish,
what I'm saying?
like, I love my mother. I really do.
Yeah.
I wish Missy was like my second mother, you know, or like my auntie.
Yeah.
Let me take that back. My mom is my mom. I wish that Missy was my auntie. Missy is like someone, her and Tim are people that, like, I don't want to say I bite off them, but a lot, my style and like a lot of my music kind of like is really inspired by them.
I can tell.
Thank you.
Yeah,
my goodness.
Seriously. Yeah. But no bull. Like I was wondering if Missy and Tim are like influences.
Totally.
But yeah, I can definitely hear it.
Totally.
But it's still you. That's the thing.
Thank
like it's
you.
still
That's
your
important.
own style. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm telling you, I miss Mary Mac beat, man.
Thank you.
That's like, I'm gonna be honest, that's like your hardest beat that you made. Like, and that's like, yeah, I'm like, man, like I threw that on the car. I'm like, yeah, this passes the car test. You passed the car test, you done it.
Yo, like, and you know what's another thing I use to determine whether my stuff is hot is kids, young people. I don't tell them that it's my stuff. I just put it on. Like, if I'm doing a workshop and I'll like use an instrumental for them to rap off of. And they're like, yo, can you send me that beat though? Onrae, can you send me that? I'm like, that's it. Because if they ain't asking, I'm like, oh, that's whack.
Right. Mm-hmm. They'll tell you what you need to know.
They will tell me.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't let them know at front. So I'm like, this is whack. They're going to be like, yo, you whack. So I'm like, let me just not say nothing. Oh, you like it? Dope. I made it.
Yeah, if they say it's whack, I'm like, well, I don't know.
I don't know where that came from.
Somebody got off the street.
Right.
Yeah, but so let's talk about some of your music.
Sure.
Yeah, like so. This is something I wanted to ask you about. It's funny that I mentioned Libra because one of your first projects, Libra Season, with
look at you and your segues.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey, the segues are serious on here.
Come on now.
So Libra Season, Afrocentrism, which I love the name of y'all group, Afrocentric.
Oh, thank you.
I love that. Like I like acronyms and I like good plays on words. You know what I'm saying? So talk about, because I'm very interested in the title of the album, because if I understand, you're an Aries, right?
I am.
So Libra Season. How did that name come about?
Oh gosh, so that that was during a time when I was making music where I was like so in love with who's now my fiance. Like okay. We had met and I was like, thank you. Like I was just like all in this like love music.
Yeah.
And so it's that EP. And then it ended up turning into an album's like a love story.
Okay.
And so it was named based on the time when I met her.
Okay.
And so that we met during Libra season.
Okay. All
now
right,
the Afrocentrism or the Afrocentric, I'm not even gonna sit here and try to make up something like, oh, it's so deep. One of the rappers in the collective that I used to be a part of, or that we used to be together and be active. Rather, we're together, we're just not active.
Gotcha.
Is amazing, just like wordsmith, like coming up with names for songs. So I'm like, yo, what you want to name this song? And he'd be like, do-do-do. And so we were like, yo, we need a name for the album. He's like, bruh, Afrocentrism. I'm like, dope. Let's use it. Yeah. So because it is an extension of my EP, Libra Season, or Onrae Lateal presents Libra Season, we then named it Libra Season Afrocentrism because it is the debut of us as an artist collective coming together and putting out this music project together.
Yeah. So how was it going from doing your own project to working with the group? Like how was that experience?
So my initial project featured all of those artists in my my collective.
Okay. And
so when we finished and I, had my little release party, I was like, yo, like we should continue on. They're like, yo, let's do this. Let's become a group.
Yeah.
Boom. We become Afrocentric.
Gotcha.
And so we created the album together.
Okay.
And it was amazing. We make amazing music together.
Agreed.
But what I will say, and this is for anybody listening that is in a group or that is an individual artist and may think that they don't have it. I didn't think that I had it to go out on my own and to perform on my own. And so aside from the fact that the three other artists are amazing, Jonathan Likes, Crown, and Brother Amore, Brother Malik, also known as Brother Amore, I believed that I needed them in order to make a meaningful, significant product, and I didn't need them. I mean, they were really helpful and allowed me to get to where I'm at today. But I used that because I didn't have enough confidence in myself, and so I talked with you about like getting that confidence to be who I am today. I mean, we were together, and again, we are a group. We're just inactive.
Right.
But this was just a few years ago, and so there's still that childlike part of me that's like, I don't know if I can do this, or I don't know if I have it.
Yeah.
And so once I recognized, like, oh shoot, I can do this by myself. Like, I can do this. Yeah. That's when I decided to be like, I want to kind of start to venture out on my own and work with other artists. I want to make my my own music. But that's another thing I realized is like, I don't really like making like songs for me. I love working with other artists. I hate writing. Like I'm a writer. I'm not a freestyler or anything. I'll rap, but I'll write. You know what I'm saying? My beats are fire. Let me team up with people who that's their lane. So let me look at myself as like the DJ Khaled, you know, just bringing in all these dope artists and maybe say a few things on the record real quick and jump off. Or if I want to rap, if I'm inspired to rap, let me go ahead and write something and rap. But it's just been really amazing. And it would, if it wasn't for my experience in Afrocentric, I would have, stuck to working on my own, probably just at a low operating level. It taught me the power of collaboration, and being able to trust people, and also knowing that like I'm like the bomb. Like people want to work with me. Right. People are like consistently asking like, let's make music together, and I'd be like, I'm sticking to my group. When I started to venture outside of my group, I'm like, yo, there is some amazing talent out here. Like, and it is just like, I like had this whole thing where if I make something, it has to be better than my last product. Better than my last product. And so I'll look for people who I'm like, this person is really dope. Let me reach out and see if they want to work together. Okay, they said no. Let me reach out to this next person that I really admire. Oh, they said yes. Let's do it. There you go. And then the last person that was like, no, like, oh, yo, so can we work together? You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. I mean, it just, it builds and builds. And I was in a duo at one point, even though I started off solo, but I was in a duo for like a little hot minute. And I will say this, when you work with people, it sharpens. You know what I'm saying? And,
That's it.
And you need that training, you need that sharpening, and there's nothing like working with other people because it helps you to improve your craft because you pick up a little bit of something from everybody you work with.
Absolutely. Oh my God, like that is... that is it. Like Jonathan Likes is an amazing singer who's part of Afrocentric, totally amazing. I've learned like, okay, like I only work with people that sing at Jonathan's level. If you do not sing at Jonathan's level, we're not working together. Right. Crown is an amazing writer. Like, let me be more thoughtful in what I'm writing. Craig is just like the coolest guy. His name is Brother Onrae. His government is Craig. It's my homeboy. Craig. Yeah. But like just like the coolest guy, like really hardcore writing skills, and he'd always be like the kind of like the balancing act, right? Like, yo, like just relax, it ain't that deep, like we got this, like we are fire, like Onrae, your beats are fire. And I'm like, you're right, you're so right, we're so great together. Right. So I did pull something from everybody, and it is what I needed in order to get to this space. So I'm very grateful for that experience. Yeah,
absolutely. One of the things that you just said, which I'll tell you, the flow here, it's just lovely. So one of the things you said, like from project to project, you like to improve and get better. And I will say, from listening from Libra Season Afrocentrism and then hearing your work on the Black Joy Experience, I can definitely tell that progression, like you just kept getting better, you know what I'm saying? Because what you produced on there, man, like, I mean, it's really empowering music, but also it's just well produced. It's well thought out, and necessary in this time, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, how you linked up with BYP 100 for that project. Like, how did that come about? Like, how did they tap you for that? And talk about that experience of like working on that project.
Okay, let me try to make sure I keep this as brief as I can. Okay. But yeah, BYP 100, Black Youth Project 100 is a national member-based organization of Black people. Whether you are queer, trans, LGBTQ plus, they are fighting for the rights of all Black people. All Black people. And so my music partner, Jonathan Likes, he is on their national side. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, he's on their national side. And so he's the one that actually was like, yo, like, let's, like, do this project with Black Youth Project 100 and, like, make this album. Or not album. He actually was like, let's make, like, these few songs. And I'm like, like, no. I stick to working with Afrocentric. I'm not about that life. Not doing it. This sounds like a mess. And so what ended up happening was out in Sterling, out of Baton Rouge, I believe he was 36 years old, was murdered police brutality case. And I was like so angry. I don't know what it was about that case that made me just like
it was very infuriating because it was like right around the time of Philando Castile and all of that.
Yep, and that might have been that Philando might have been the catalyst, and then Alton was just like
just took it over the top.
Yeah. And so I went back to John. I was like, yo, like let's make a song together. And he's like, BYP, and I'm like,
he reeled you in.
Okay, let's do it. And so it was literally only supposed to be like 2 or 3 songs, whoop-de-doo. And then it ended up becoming this whole, how many tracks? 23 tracks? Yeah. 23 track album. It was a lot. I don't know if I will ever do that again. Like we've worked with so many different people, so many different organizers from the movement, so many different artists who consider themselves to be freedom fighters. So it was amazing, like being able to finally have a product. But that, as you can imagine, I mean, think about it. If we got 20 plus people on this album, that's royalty splits sheets that we got to fill out for every single song. Some songs had about 8-9 people on the song, and so it was like I was like, yo, it was a learning experience.
I'm sure.
A learning experience. There were times when it was like, yeah, we in there, this is amazing. There were other times when I'm like, I will never work with Jonathan Likes ever again. I mean, I say that every day, and we just kill it. Like that's just our relationship. But he's amazing. He co-produced the album, and he's more of like the folky guy, you know my style now. Like I'm more of like the soulful trap, like there were elements where I'm sure you listened to it, like there are some songs that had like a gospel piano on it, that I added, and so because I can do really anything, classical jazz, like hip hop, soul, like it really doesn't matter. And so this album challenged me to just kind of go outside of what I had been producing and saying, all right, boom, gospel. Let's do something super meaningful. Let's do something that is symbolic to the civil rights movement, which I believe is gospel music, the foundation of the civil rights movement, and so the musical foundation rather. And so it just ended up being a really super dope project. It took us a while to produce it.
I'm sure.
Woo!
I'm sure.
I mean, I remember it was during a time when I had gotten let go from a job.
Oh, wow.
And and so God is good because I got let go. I won't even say where from.
Don't give him no light.
I even, you know what?
Don't give him no shine.
And then all I had was time. And so all I had was time is to work, to mix, to make my stuff. Like, I'm like, okay, we have this song that doesn't have a piano on it. Let me go in the extra mile of adding the piano. If I was still working, I wouldn't have had the time or capacity to do that.
That's a good point.
So everything happens for a reason, but it was really amazing. We have had so many people that have just given us shout outs on it, so much success with the album. It honestly is probably my biggest project thus far. I'm really grateful for it. Streams beyond what I've ever imagined. So it became bigger than what I anticipated, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for it being a contribution to the movement for Black lives.
Yeah, and it's funny that you said it because I thought about my last guest I had on last week. One of the things that he said was when the art becomes bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? And his particular song was speaking about Black men and racism and a lot of the things that we endure. And so it's funny that all of this is connecting within a week of each other. And one of the things that I wanted to kind of talk to you about with the Black Joy Experience was the fact that think about legendary songs like Black empowerment songs like James Brown, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, or Public Enemy, Fight the Power. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel like the Black Joy Experience fits into a newer generation of freedom fighters in terms of like new anthems? What I love about the album is that it's songs, but it's also chants. You know what I'm saying? And I've, I remember, like one of the ones, I think it was I Believe We Will Win.
Yeah.
Like I was literally like in a protest last year, and they were doing that chant. And then when I heard on the album, I was like, oh, snap.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so how does it fit in? We literally pulled from chants from the movement.
Mm-hmm.
We literally were like, okay, Black BYP 100. Boom. What are your chants?
Mm-hmm.
What are chants that we use in movement spaces?
Yeah.
When Mike Brown died, yes, the I believe that we will win.
Mm-hmm.
I said I love being black.
Yeah.
These are things, or build Black futures, keep our people out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that we use in our movement spaces right now.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to take from that space and uplift it so that it's something that is just, that anyone and everyone can use in their movement space. And so it's cool. I can't wait to tell Jonathan that you heard the chant, or you actually did the chant, and it's something that you heard on the album.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that's cool, is like when you hear something that's familiar to you, it resonates with you in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other cool thing about the album is that it takes you on this roller coaster ride.
Mm-hmm.
So while you have the I believe that we will win,
right?
And you're like angry, wanting to go out and protest. You also have the I love being black, and it's just it's like a more intimate experience with your blackness and the skin that you're in, and the texture of your hair. You take a deeper look at yourself, and so it is. Again, to me, just symbolic of our experiences as Black people. There are times when we go through strife, and there are other times when we are, we want to just go out and we want to twerk. You know what I mean? We want to go out, we want to twerk and be joy filled and hang with our homies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
then there's other times when it's like we're super empowered and just loving who we are for who we are.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We're layered people. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like we're not, and I think that's why I get frustrated a lot of times when you have those of us out here who want to make us a monolith. We're not. You know what I'm saying? We have so many different voices, types of voices, different looks, different ways that we see the world because of our experiences. Because every Black person's experience isn't the same. You know what I'm saying? But there is a commonality there that I think that we all can rally behind, and that's why I appreciate a project like the Black Joy Experience, because it really does represent so much of the movement. You know what I'm saying? From so many different aspects of being Black in America specifically.
Totally. Totally.
So,
thank you.
Yeah. So I appreciate what you and with Jonathan and with everybody on the project, brought to the table, because I mean it's a really empowering project, like through and through. Not just like you said, not just on the front lines, but just being confident in Blackness. Yeah. And standing in that.
Yeah. We had performed in New York at a BYP 100 party in New York. Yeah. BYP 100 in New York, they're lit.
I can only imagine.
NYC, they're lit. And so, or their chapter in New York is lit. So, I had a young lady come to me who was dancing to Dark Skin. And that song is actually a song that I took from the Afrocentric album and contributed to the Black Joy Experience album. And so I remember she stopped me and she was like, wait, you're Onrae Lateal? You're the one that's on the Dark Skin song? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. Yeah. And she was just like, I am a ballet dancer. Okay. And she was like, we don't have any music that is dedicated to me. I'm always dancing to music from people who don't look like me. She was like, and so to have, a song that is, something that I can listen to, that I can play for my grandma, and she's not like, why are you listening to this in this car? Yeah. She was like, it just meant so much for you to be talking about, on this song, I talk about just the beauty of Black women. Mm-hmm. And she was just like, just to have something that was dedicated to me, it means so much. So thank you so much. Yeah. And it really touched me, because, I'm not always, I want to say that I'm always super deep when I'm making music. Sometimes I'm not. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I make a beat and it's hot. Mm-hmm. Jonathan jumps on, sings his little lyrics, and I add my little lyrics, and we in there, Yeah. And so for her to have taken that away from it, when that wasn't even something that I was it wasn't a conscious thought. It was just like, all right, a Black empowerment song, a song about Black women. Boom, sounds good.
Yeah.
You know, and the beauty of Black women and the beauty of being Black. It's out there. And so for her to have come to me and have taken that away from it, it was just like, this is why I do what I do.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I am not given like the awareness to know what I'm doing, but I always, like, before I make my music, I pray, I say, God, speak to me and through me. You know, put it out there. I'm your vessel. You know, give me what your ideas, I'll put them out there.
Yeah.
And so that was a message from God, you know, to her. And I try to make sure I do that with all of my music.
Yeah, I mean, it comes out. Definitely comes out.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the last things I wanted to ask you about, you mentioned it earlier, your position with the Hirshhorn Museums, senior manager of teen programs.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I pays attention.
This is why he has this show.
That's right. I pays attention.
Does your research.
Yeah, absolutely. So, talk to me about that position. Like, what does that entail? What does that look like? And how do you feel like that's an extension of everything that you're doing, you know, like in your art and in being, you know, in being an educator in the way that you educate?
Yeah. Ooh, so I manage the teen programs at the Hirshhorn Museum and Sculpture Garden. It's one of the Smithsonian museums, a contemporary arts museum, and they have an education space there called Art Lab, free education space for teens 13 to 19.
Okay.
Literally anything, AJ, that you can think of, digital arts related, whether it's beat making and music production, whether it's film, cinematography, graffiti, graphic design, coding, robotics, anything you can think of, we have the tools there for you to come in and to be successful at that medium. And so I have a staff of 4 dope artists who are experts at either a coding or, you know, music production, and graphic design. And you come in as a teen and you say, hey, I just want to come in and chill. We say, okay, sounds good. Come and chill with us.
Yeah.
Or you say, hey, I think I want to make like a logo for like a t-shirt brand I want to make. We say, dope. Let us show you. Let us give you the tools that you need in order to make this logo for your t-shirt brand, right?
Yeah.
And so all of our gear is the latest and greatest in 21st century technology. We make sure that we spend money on our stuff because the whole mission is for us to offer those who do not have access to those materials, that access. So you have a $2,000, $3,000 DSLR camera that we are teaching you how to use.
Right.
You go out and you record a music video or record a documentary or film a documentary, whatever it is that you choose. And the cool thing about our space is that it's very a self-directed experience. We don't force you to do anything you don't want to do. Like I said, some kids come in and just like, I'm just trying to play Smash Brothers, and we say dope. Other kids come in and they are a bit more like settled on what they want to do and how, like, you know, being able to take their skills to the next level and become professional emerging artists.
Yeah.
But being in that space, you can't help but come in and after, I don't know, like maybe a week, 2 weeks, or even a month, sometimes it's been 6 months, you'll be there and you're like, man, let me go try that 3D printer. I've been coming in here all this time. Let me go try that 3D printer and see. Let me try to try this virtual reality station and see what's up. And so then the kids, they start to gain an interest.
Yeah.
And once they gain that interest, then they begin to step into our internship programs, which, hey teens, we'll pay you. We'll pay you to learn how to code. We'll pay you to create films for us. Like everything that I have my kids do, we do it at a high level. Like I am not on no okay, create this piece of art and then showcase it to our family. No. Create this piece of art, showcase it to your family at the Hirshhorn Museum. I'm taking y'all into the Hirshhorn Museum, a space that, you know, they can't help. It's a traditionally white space.
Right.
And so to have, most of our kids are Black and brown kids, probably 99.99% are Black and brown kids. And so to have them see themselves in this space and to be able to feature their work and showcase their work, whether it's music or whether it is graphic design work, digital art, I'm putting them on this platform, this internationally recognized platform to have their work shown. And so, yeah, if you're a teen or know a teen that is interested in any digital art medium, come by Art Lab. It's a free space. Our space is also unique in a sense that it is, we have kids that come repeatedly. And so in museum spaces, like, who goes to the museum more than once a week? Nobody. I didn't. You know, like, I hate museums. Like, well, I used to hate museums, excuse me. And so I hated museums as kids. Like, I'm not going to this place. This is whack.
Yeah.
But our kids come and they stay for, at average, 2 hours an evening.
Yeah.
Repeatedly during the week. I mean, can you imagine, like, having a free studio to come into and record your free music? Are you kidding me right now?
Listen.
And to have someone you come to me and you're like, I want to learn how to make a beat. Dope. I'll show you. You want to engineer your stuff? I will show you. You want to mix your stuff? I will show you for free. And so it's an amazing space for any teen in the DMV or really anywhere to come into our space and, again, to take their skills to the next level. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because it also gives me the chance to, I love teaching, but I also love music. I love making music.
Right.
And so I still get that freedom to come in and talk with the AJ, you know, about my music. I just hosted a Black Joy Experience concert at the museum. Something I wouldn't have been able to do.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do that, like, had I not been at the museum.
Right.
And then at the end of the month, I'm going to be hosting a Hand Games Project experience at the museum.
Wow.
You know, and so being able to just maximize my position and being able to give back at the same time, it's really awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do if it wasn't a creative art space and I was just coming in and managing this, like, leadership program for kids. Like, I wouldn't be fulfilled. And so it still fulfills every aspect of me. My education passion, my passion for educating youth, and yet my passion. I just lost my train of thought. My passion.
I knew where you were going. I knew where the train was going.
Until it crashed, right? My passion to make music. So everything combined, it's a dope spot. Yo, you actually should come through. I'm just saying, come through.
I mean, like, the kid in me is just, like, curious.
Listen,
it's like, ooh,
it's awesome.
Really?
Come through and check it out.
Yeah.
You'll be jealous.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
I'm
jealous every day.
will. I know I will be, because I'm hearing you describe this, and I'm like, I wish there were spaces like this when I was a kid.
Listen.
You know, when I was a teenager, like, especially, like, getting into music, like, that's right around the time that I was, like I told you earlier, I got into music when I was 16, 17. So it's like, if there was a space like that at that time, like back in the mid 90s, like, I would have been there every day. Like, you would have had to pry me away.
Totally. Free. Logic, Native Instrument Machine, Pro Tools, like, for free. You get to come in and record your stuff for free. And so we're always looking for guest artists to come in on a temporary, like, project-based basis. So over the summer, we're going to be hosting a few programs, one in film, one in coding, and one, we call it the School of Hip Hop, which one of my team members named Kosi, he is going to be hosting that. And it's so cool. Like, it's just, like, come on. Like, an artist coming in and being able to teach whatever you want in your medium, like, come on now.
That's dope.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's dope. You got the dream job.
Yeah. It is. Whew, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And like I said, I still have, like, the ability to come out and, you know, talk with people like you, network, and, you know, do outreach and talk to people about the space.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should definitely come through. I'd love to, like, have you come through and chat it up with our kids.
I would love
you know,
to.
about your experience and everything. So
Yeah, I would
just let me know whenever.
Yeah.
Totally. Whatever.
We're going to talk about that afterwards. Like, seriously. But the last thing I wanted to ask you, like, what do you have coming up, like, in terms of things that you're working on? 'Cause I know we were talking about some stuff that you got in the works now.
Yeah. So, man, Hand Games Project is about to be where I focus my attention to.
Okay.
Black Joy Experience, you know, boom, I got it. We killing it. But Hand Games Project is where I really want to focus my attention. And so I am working on a few songs. So I have a soulful remix to Gigolo featuring Tamika Love Jones and Eden Jim, a contemporary soul group out of the DMV area. That song, AJ, as soon as I get done, I'm going to send it to you. It is like So I won't say what radio station that I used to work at, but I was playing it at that radio station, recording them, and one of the hosts, who hosts the Quiet Storm, he was like, "Who is that?" And I'm like, "That's us." And he was like, he's like, "Onrae, as soon as you get done with that song, please give it to me. I will play that song." Yeah. And this is someone who never really be saying much besides when he's on air, you know, and so it was like, oh shoot, like this person who I look up to is like, bruh, I will play it. Yeah. I mean, shoot, you know how hard it is to get radio, like, you know, mainstream radio play and stuff. Yes. So it's fire. It is super fire. So I have Gigolo coming up, and then I'm doing a remix to Down Down Baby, Down by the Roller Coaster, Sweet Sweet Baby. And so that's gonna be fire too. I'm gonna have two artists out of Baltimore, Chinky Miyake, a rapper, female rapper, and then JD Polo out of Baltimore as well, who's also on Miss Mary Mac. Yep. But the album is I only feature Black women.
I like that.
Only Black women. That. It's the Black Girls Hand Games Project. Black women, and so every single artist on the album, obviously the production done by a Black woman, and everyone else. I want it to be Black women centered, and Black girls. We also on Miss Mary Mac we have the Black Swan Academy. Right. This youth civic leadership organization run by Samantha Davis out of DC. Okay. And so that's the cool thing too, like being able to tap into an organization and have them featured, and part of part of the royalties that we receive go to that organization. Whichever organization is featured on this song, part of it goes to them as well, just to help a sister out. So so that's coming up, and I'm just telling y'all, look, this Gigolo song, look, y'all know how people be like, oh, y'all can't wait, it's about to drop. No, I'm trying to tell you, like your eyebrows is about to be like gone. Okay, it's just that much fire. You know what I'm saying? Like your beard it's about to be baby face. I'm just saying, it's on this fire.
Oh man, yeah. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, y'all hear this? So when she give out her social media info, hit her up like, hey, get this to AJ ASAP.
Yes. Oh, but so the last thing is, I had mentioned this, but on June 20, I think it's June 22nd.
That's a Saturday.
It is a Saturday.
Yeah, that's a Saturday.
Oh, it might not be then. Either way, look me up. You'll find it. But it is, you can follow us at the Hand Games Project. But the Hand Games Project will be at the Hirshhorn Museum, hosting a few workshops, live beat making experiences for everyone. Although I do center Black girls, when we go out and we're like in public spaces, anyone can join us. So it's going to be really fun. So come out and hang out with us.
Yeah. Awesome. So let everybody know where they can find all your music, where they can connect with you on social media, as well as the Hand Games Project as well, because I know you have social media information for the Hand Games Project as well. Yeah. So you can find me at Onrae, Onrae Lateal, Onrae Lateal, Lateal on really any social media platform. You can look me up on my website, onraelateal.com as well. If you want to check out the Black Joy Experience album, type it into iTunes, Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify. Just type in Black Joy Experience and you'll be able to find the album. The Miss Mary Mac single for the Hand Games Project is out. You can find that on iTunes or any streaming site. Just type in Onrae Lateal and I'll pop up along with the song. And if you want to follow the Hand Games Project, you can follow us at Hand Games Project on Instagram. We're also on Facebook, Hand Games Project, Black Girls Hand Games Project, and then on Twitter as Hand Games Proj, as in PROJ. They wouldn't allow me to do the whole word, so Hand Games Proj. But yeah, just look me up. You can find my music on, like I said, on any streaming site. So iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. Tidal's preferable. As you know, you get a bit more money through Tidal. But yeah, hit a sister up. Hit me up if you're trying to collab too. Come on now. Absolutely. Get some of these 5 beats she got.
I'm trying. Look, y'all. Look. I'm not supposed to say this. I'm trying to get AJ on something, y'all.
Hey, Look, we gonna talk about that because I actually have an idea for a project.
Okay.
That you would be perfect to collaborate.
Sure, let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about after this interview. A lot.
I'm down.
Yeah. So since we talked about it throughout the show, I'm gonna let you. Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for coming out.
Of course. No, this was awesome.
Yes,
this was super easy and like quick.
Yeah.
You're an amazing host. And I'm not just saying that to blow your head up. You know what I'm saying? No, but you're amazing. Thank you for this platform. This is like an amazing show. I was just telling AJ earlier, like, yo, I thought you were only playing music from DMV artists. He was like, nah, bruh. Like, nah, this all over. It's all over. We expanding. What you talking about? It's beyond that. So this is amazing. Thank you. It takes, people like you to offer us this platform. Some of us have been chasing this for a while, and so being able to have this high operating platform given to us by you is amazing. So thank you for this time.
Thank you. I mean, this is I tell anybody, this is a collab with me and God. You know what I'm saying? Like, where the time, the day that it's on, the day that it's on, the name of the show, everything, that's all God given. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's one of the biggest reasons why I created this platform was to allow other people to showcase what they do. You know what I'm saying? Artists, entrepreneurs, whoever it might be. You know what I'm saying? And different people in different arenas. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I really do appreciate that.
Yeah. You deserve it.
Yeah, thank you. So, I'm going to let you introduce Miss Mary Mack to the people.
Hey, okay, listen. You might want to just go ahead and turn your speakers down, okay? Or grab your fire extinguisher right now, because this is about to blow your speaker system. Number one. Number two, you'd probably just need to call the emergency room, fire department, something, okay? Because wherever you at, it's about to go up in flames. So just do that for your own protection, all right? This is Miss Mary Mack. Miss Mary Mack features the Black Swan Academy, run by Samantha Davis. It also features myself, Onrae Lateal, JD Polo out of Baltimore, Benu Bird, amazing rapper, and Wifty Bangora, a singer out of the DC area. All women who are queer women of color, which was a very intentional. And so, I really, really hope you all like it. We talk about our childhood experiences. I talked to you about bullying. I want to see if you can kind of catch like what I'm putting out there. I go first. JD Polo hits us on the second verse, and then Benu Bird finishes it off on the third verse. I really hope you all like it. You can find it again on any streaming site. So AJ, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Again, get that fire extinguisher, y'all.
That's right.
Fire.
That's right. On the official Hump Day Motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is Buzz.
Miss Mary Mack, dressed in black, with silver buttons all down her back. She asked her mother for 50 cents to see the elephants jump over the fence. They jumped so high, they reached the sky. They did come back to the 4th of July. Miss Mary Mack,
Miss Mary Mack, dressed in all black, and silver buttons was running down her back. Miss Mary Mack, dressed in all black, and silver buttons was running down her. Miss Mary Mack, dressed in all black, and silver buttons was running down her back. Miss Mary Mack, dressed in all black, silver buttons was running down her back. Miss Mary Mack, dressed in all black, silver buttons was running down her back.
Miss Mary Mack was dressed in all black, misfit with resentment painted on her back. The heart is with vengeance today, she's packed with a menace and blade. Divine intervention won't save their souls from her pain. When they hate, don't you frown, hold your tears and stop them down. Crack their skulls, make it hurt, leave them in the dirt lifeless. It's a shame. A shame. These niggas trembling and dropping to the flow. There's a big fat policeman at the door. Now she ducking, dodging, purple like a soda. Shakur.
Miss Mary Mack, dressed in all black. Mary Mack, silver buttons was running down her back. Mary Mack, dressed in all black, and all black, silver buttons was running down her back. running down her back, not me. Polo, me in a dress room, that's a no-no. Black brand pig, so-so. Snap back tattoos, that's a no-no. And I don't know why they criticize how my outfit be. I am not the clothes I wear, I am who I love to. Black girl should wear heels and skirt. Don't press my leg from my feet on the hurt. I am just me, you get what you see. I can admit that I stand when I pee. I had a Barbie figure as a toy. I am aware I'm a girl, not a boy. But with my pie, cast on my joy. Black girl magic, swell tone. Mary Mac, dressed in all black. Mary Mac, silver buttons, been no running out her eyes. Mary Mac, been dressed in all black. Been no black, silver buttons, he was running out her eyes. M-I, quicker letter, M-A to the C-K, M-A-R-Y to the G-A. Might fall in love with it like Rick James. With it like Rick James, yeah. Miss Mary, she a Mac. All she do is make gang, that's facts. And she in the big fat. Sit back, spat from the tongue to teeth. Got sprung from the underneath her hips. Spring question, she numbs and bleed the fifth. Well, how can you blame her? Where pops couldn't name him. That girl, they're stranger. Mary can't speak the language. The four-letter word make you choke on your love like a strangler. Moms couldn't tame her. She just like a mother, man. Come through one door, right up the other. Ain't only one thing, and she only want one thing. Shame, shame, shame. Mouthpiece on 100. Anything you got, and she wanna have it. She running, she true to this. You new to this. Thought I told y'all, she a Mac.
You hear this spot right here? This could be your spot where you pull your new customer. If you're a nascent or established business or entrepreneur and you believe you have the right product for our audience, then advertise with Bars. For more details on our rates, packages, and deals for first-time clients, email balancingactradioshow@gmail.com. That's balancingactradioshow@gmail.com.
I need some healing in my life. Someone who cares like Bradley cared, yes. Someone who shares all of the joy of family. One who believes we can be free, yes. We can be free. Healing, 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 healing. Mind, body, and soul, yes. Mind, body, and soul, yes. Hey. Healing, 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 healing. Mind, body, and soul, yes. Mind, body, and soul, yes. I need some incense and some sage. Natural capacity to pray. Live off the land, yes. Live off the land. Hey. Lend me some oil from the tree. Give me some lavender quickly. Heal from the pain. Heal from the pain. Healing, 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 healing. Mind, body, and soul, yes. Mind, body, and soul, yes. Healing, 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 healing. Mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul. Hey. Healing, 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 healing. Mind, body, and soul, yes.
Yeah.
Mind, body, and soul, yes.
Here we go. You know my galaxy was built for you in two folds. I recognize you in these constellations. It ain't complicated. Your prototype is algebraic. You fit my equation. Hold up, John. Let me sing it. I need your body and soul. And I'm done explaining, cause I told you that I want you. Yeah.
Healing in my life. I need some healing in my life. Healing in my life. I need some healing
Bars Revolution. We're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Bars on Air.
Think I'm in love with you. It's amazing, her silhouette got me caught in the daze, and her mind's illuminated, so lessons should be a phase. But I can't help to think about those pretty full lips, the switch of her hips, finger snap her brother came quick to the decision that I had to make her mine. Of course it took time, but by design, when the stars align, by nature I was the sun, she became the moon. When our energies connect, we could eclipse a room. My lord, I think I'm slipping, I'm falling. Those long legs and pretty brown eyes has got me soaring. I navigated, so it's her I want to explore. Text a phone convo, the recipe of the law. I study abroad, her course when I flip through the pages. Her autonomous anatomy just engages my free spirit. I could go on and on, though I verbally won't state it consciously. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with you. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with you. She's contemporary art at its finest, a queen that's designed to be on the throne, labeled as your highness. Combine her with an open-mindedness, her mind is not. She's a positive image of what divine is. What's blinded, that getting her's a casual sport. To a witness, her serena demeanor on love's court. Phone call, a text wasn't often on response. Had to stay consistent, proving my worth is what she wants. Can't front. She had me playing and maneuvering. You wouldn't blame me if you seen her timeless beauty in and out. Exterior gorgeous, as within. Couldn't freestyle, I had to use my pen. Saw the quitting her in spring, one by summer's end. Kinda crazy how I wanted us more than just friends. Sipping this Earl Grey while it all soaks in. Believe it's true, baby girl, you got me open. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with you. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with you. I think I'm in love. I think that I'm in love now. I think that I'm in love now. I think that I'm in love now with you. I think that I'm in love. I think that I'm in love. I think that I'm in love with you. It's something like a phenomenon. For years I fasted from this feeling like Ramadan. I know at first it came off real nonchalant. Heaven sent upon me, I turned to you and me. Rhythmatic but sporadic, how our vibes be flowing. A dialogue on our people's history's potent. A moment to take that the world is a song, and you run my thoughts like a marathon. And I desire it forever. Hold up, I'm tripping, but I wanna work to that measure. A balance act of course, shit at the end of my gang. It's kinda hard for me to further explain, so let the song back. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with you. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with you. I think I'm in love. I think that I'm in love now. I think that I'm in love now. I think that I'm in love now with you. I think that I'm in love. I think that I'm in love. I think that I'm in love with you. I think I'm in love. 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 I think I'm in love.
Welcome back to the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You just heard Afrocentric, Onrae Lateal, Brother Onrae, Jonathan Likes, with Infatuation. Before that, we had Jonathan Likes and Onrae Lateal with Healing. And starting off the set, we had Miss Mary Mack, which I don't know whether that was the song that got the 8 dancing ladies from the Mrs. You know what I'm saying? Like she has this whole system, right?
Yes.
That like, you know, the doper it is, the more dancing ladies she gives it. And she gave it 8, so
yes,
it's pretty dope.
Come on now.
I'm
out here. Thank you.
Yeah, so I said it off air, but I wanted to say it to you on air. Shout out my man Calvin Williams from Lush Vibes Radio. Comes on every. Technically, I think I'm not sure whether or not he switched to 11 now because he's supposed to be 11 to 1 if I'm not mistaken. He comes. It's on a radio station in Brooklyn, in New York. But he's a huge supporter of our show. He said, this has been a dope interview. I wish Onrae much success. The missus, she had actually commented earlier when you were talking. She said, what is interesting about hip-hop as a gender? I think it is completely fitting for hip-hop to be a woman, particularly a black woman. It is a universal language that nobody speaks. Black women are a universal life force that many won't recognize as such. It is influencing, innovating, it makes us all lateral and creates even footing for the world. Just like black women, it is beautiful when people refer to hip-hop as she/her. Yeah.
I mean, I have a comment. I didn't realize that was still on. But no, there is a sister by the name of Kyra Gant. She has this book, The Games That Black Girls Play. Mm-hmm. And AJ, look, I got to throw something at you.
Okay.
But in her book, she talks about hand games and hand games being the catalyst to hip hop. How? Let me tell you. Okay. So AJ, I don't know if we might have been talking about this off air, and you were saying no, it was on air. You were saying, I remember watching, the girls play the hand games and stuff. And so Kyra Gant goes as far as talking about those same boys that were on the playground watching the girls play those hand games, like the percussive sounds that come with the hand claps and the touching of each of hand to hand, and even the double dutch, like the percussive sounds that come with that, the rhythmic riffs and things of that nature, the chanting.
Yeah,
these are the things that to some, according to Dr. Gant, is the catalyst of hip-hop.
That makes complete and total sense. Complete and total sense. Wow. Because I'm literally thinking all of what you're saying, and it's funny because I said we've been talking about hand games, but I also thought about jump rope. You know what I'm saying? Because
double
of
dutch.
The rhythmic of it, the rhythm of it all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all just dope. We know. We brothers know. We understand.
Come on, wifey, call it out.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure I shout out the people that shouted you out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. It was Calvin, correct?
Yes.
Thank you, Calvin. And what's your wife's name?
Micah.
Hello, Micah. Thank you, Micah, so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Them 8 dancers, not 2, not 3.
Got
no,
8.
wait, 3, right here. 3. Thank you.
The other 3.
The other 3. I also want to shout out my homeboy Sterling, my bestie. He actually is the events coordinator, manager. Basically, he runs everything logistical for the Hand Games project. He had just hit me up and said he was listening in. So thanks for tuning in, Sterling.
Yes. And I appreciate everybody who is tuned in right now. Gotta definitely make sure we shout out our team bars, people that have been peeping their heads in and out. Shout out to Miss Razzle Dazzle, one of my biggest supporters. I mean, every single week. I mean, plug. I get half the artists that I've been getting lately have been because of her promotions. So I appreciate you, Miss Razzle Dazzle. Shout out to my main man Vontae, who I had on the show last week. I was mentioning him earlier.
Oh yeah.
Make sure we're going to be playing it a little later. Make sure y'all check out his song Contagious if you haven't already. Shout out my main man DJ Anonymous. I seen him peek his head in. We had him on last week as well. So we had, the players from last week. Come on. Shout out to Lisa Dove Washington of Girls Gavin. Comes on every Sunday right here on WinDCRadio.com, 7 to 8 p.m. Dope show. Her and Onrae O'Reilly, 2 dope dynamic sisters. Shout out my main man Jay Heat. I know you waiting, brother. I know you waiting to see, whether or not who gonna be the big winner. In this race. This is like a presidential race that was going on. You know what I mean? And shout out my main man Demetrius Askew. I see you, brother. So I appreciate you tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and get to some of this music. We're gonna go ahead and get into the Fish Grease pick of the week, and we're gonna roll right into the 5 Alarm Blaze countdown because I know y'all are waiting for this. I know y'all been waiting for it. Danae Joy, I saw your IG I saw it. Yeah, it's closed. It closed at 12. So no more voting. No more voting. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so,
I can't wait to see who won.
Yeah. So hold on. Actually, let me make sure I got it organized properly. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to order differently before. So, yeah. Let's see. I ain't gonna say it. I'm just gonna play it. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I know who won. And I gotta move some people around a little bit. And yeah. In fact, we had see, this is what I love about the countdowns. On the last day, that's when people get their last little votes in. And like the last minute surges, like when you think one person is about to make the countdown and then somebody else is like, I think I'm gonna make a last minute.
Let me get all my play cousins to call right now. Get them all to vote.
Exactly. So yeah. So yeah, it's very interesting today. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into some more music right here on the official Hump Day Motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is Bars.
If somebody tell you he hot, man, you know everybody hot now, man. He fish grease.
That's how we feel about this track right here. This is the Fish Grease Pick of the Week, only on Bars, on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah. It's the goddess in the shade. It's the feeling. Better know. Finna give you action. Hey, let them games. Yeah. Wristwatch time moving constant. Ain't no way to stop it, even if you quit, you lost it. I've been in the game and the waves haven't washed me. You can be the greatest, but it's still gon' cost you. Wristwatch time moving constant. Ain't no way to stop it, even if you quit, you lost it. I've been in the game and the waves haven't washed me. You can be the greatest, but it's still gon' cost you. Too much triple set, I brought that ocean, yeah, that hallelujah power with the flow. I'm at your moment, it's grenade to do your point. Started revolution, my computer got me out and started for someone to push me back. In the comments that they fit my hoodie, my skin is black, my God is black, and under pressure, black don't crack it. It's a cold damn world, so my homies selling crack. Even on the female shade, try to get the racks. I got discounted deals on the meal, chef and cooking real. Give me all your tracks and watch me told you for your marshal bill. Got them in they fields, on they hills, on they shoot to kill. Time don't never stop, I'm on the clock, I gotta reach the top. Wristwatch time moving constant. Ain't no way to stop it, even if you quit, you lost it. I've been in the game and the waves haven't washed me. You can be the greatest, but it's still gon' cost you. Wristwatch time moving constant. Ain't no way to stop it, even if you quit, you lost it. I've been in the game and the waves haven't washed me. You can be the greatest, but it's still gon' cost you. I'm feeling like awesome. I was sitting about with anybody who don't respect, but the more joke when I'm so cold, they gon' choose all around the globe, so I don't hold back. Words in the ball, ain't no intervals in a full beat smoke. Anytime that I'm on go, on mics, no vice, I am sober. Living the life of a soldier, get on my heart. Once I get started, it's till the party this long. Retarded, I promise I will snap. Step back, all this talk about who's next, so it's you next. Yeah, I doubt that, cause your rhymes whack and your work ethic just all trash. You get up, try more than shit up. Coulda, woulda, but I'm still looking for the handouts and millions. Sorry that it didn't pan out. Sorry that it never worked out. Sorry, not sorry, my bro. Pat on the back and I'm out the door like yeah.
Wristwatch time moving constant.
Ain't no way to stop it, even if you quit, you lost it. I've been in the game and the waves haven't washed me. You can be the greatest, but it's still gon' cost you. Yeah, wristwatch time moving constant. Ain't no way to stop it, even if you quit, you lost it. I've been in the game and the waves haven't washed me. You can be the greatest, but it's still gon' cost you. Time wasting no more. Why you waiting time? Which one is gon' be? To it.
It's the Bars 5 Alarm
my life. And this is what it sounds like. Up in the battlefield, trying to find your way, thanking God for His grace. Hope I make it through the day. I was born in a life of sin, but won't let that label me. I accept my imperfections, but they won't disable me. Choosing a life of crime, I guess that was a big mistake. Ruined some chances, lost a lot of friends along the way. Smart, but I was ignorant, lost of opportunities. Young and gone wild, parents ain't know what to do with me. City streets corrupted me, problem to society. Couldn't trust a soul, even those who got high with me. Neglected my family, those who had love for me. Just for dirty dollars in them streets, it was ugly. Thinking that the dudes I grew up with was my mans. Even if they see me drowning, probably wouldn't lend a hand. Slutty girl, street cred, went straight to my head. Didn't even see the fall, devil had me by the leg. Thinking that I had it all, ego bigger than my dreams. One thing about this life, things not the way it seems. It's in the blink of an eye, just as quick as you gain. You could be at the bottom because the Lord will take everything. Struggle with the pressure from the rumors and the lies. Left me out in the cold, I was steady getting high. Paranoid, endless beef, kept me in the constant fear. Dead friends full of grief, Lord wipe away my tears. Lonely nights in my room, suicide what I felt. Bob Marley just sang, can't run away from yourself. I know I done a lot of wrong, but God please wake my heart. Life got me overwhelmed, I just keep falling apart. On my knees as I pray, please take this pain away. Get the devil off my back, it's a satanic attack. What I come to understand, I didn't see what's in front of me. All the storms I went through was for the purpose to humble me. Thank you Jesus for mercy, all the times that you carried me. When I barely could walk, the devil was trying to bury me. I wish I could take back the foolish person I used to be, but then again I don't, because it taught me and strengthened me. A error not in vain if you learn from the mistake. When life give you limits, gotta make lemonade. So I groove to my heartbeat and follow the light. And the music in my soul just got me bouncing to the beat of my life.
Number 4.
Don't know what it means. A weapon I'm caught in the seams. This trauma stays stitched in my jeans. Every day that I wake up, a new cross that I pick up. This hard drive, keep a backup. Made me wanna go ahead and pack up. My God, this morning got the call to my cuz slain. 19, 4 babies, they keep killing. That's hella lame. Now I'm sitting in church, mentally drained. Death over death. Need a story to change. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. It's sounding like a nightmare. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. trust me. Save my soul from abuse. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. It's sounding like a nightmare. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. It's sounding like a nightmare. I'm trying to get free, can I go? It's haunting me deep in my soul. I'm trying to get free, can I go? It's haunting me deep in my soul. I'm trying to get free, can I go? It's haunting me deep in my soul. I'm trying to get free, can I go? It's haunting me deep in my soul. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. It's sounding like a nightmare. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. It's sounding like a nightmare. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream. Wake me up from this dream.
Number 3.
Saying commas. I used to go to English class just to write them. I even like apostrophes cause they look like commas. Thumbing through a band like I'm shuffling cards. We tryna run a Boston too.
Yeah, I'm addicted to commas. I put that shit on my mama. Disrespect, you get hit with the llama. Take a trip to Bahamas. Whoa, I'm addicted to commas. I put that shit on my mama. Disrespect, you get hit with the llama. Take a trip to Bahamas. Whoa, I'm addicted to commas. He addicted to commas. She addicted to commas. We addicted to commas. Whoa, I'm addicted to commas. I put that shit on my mama. Go to court, tell the truth beyond. Trust me, you don't want no drama. I'm addicted to commas. 50s and 100s, I run it up. The ones in the files, I'm gon' throw at her. She scoop them up to go buy a purse. Whoa, I'm addicted to commas. Get it and count like a teller. More money, more problems, the better. I run to the mall to purchase some Gucci Margiela. I'm addicted to commas. Every day I hate waking up. Punching the clock and keep saving up. I'm worth a few bands, but that ain't enough. Whoa, I'm addicted to commas. Sell clothes, I work and I rap. Still ride with the strap. Keep it on safety and drive with that bitch on my lap. Whoa, I'm addicted to commas. I don't be chasing these. I'm only concerned with my riches. No applies, so all my dogs come with extensions. Whoa, I'm addicted to commas. Kids gon' get what they ask for. She bougie, I go hit a sax for. If she ain't got no passport. Whoa, I'm addicted to commas. I put that shit on my mama. Disrespect, you get hit with the llama. Take a trip to Bahamas. Whoa, I'm addicted to commas. I put that shit on my mama. Disrespect, you get hit with the llama. Take a trip to Bahamas. Whoa, I'm addicted to commas. He addicted to commas. She addicted to commas. We addicted to commas. Whoa, I'm addicted to commas. I put that shit on my mama. Go to court, tell the truth beyond. Trust me, you don't want no drama. She addicted to commas. She post a ad on the internet. Post in the room just to wait for sex. She after bread, not no intellect. Whoa, she addicted to commas. 50 and you get some 100 and you get the smash. A pit for protection, no profit. Then he won't. Whoa, he addicted to commas. Every day he on the block. He stuck a few rocks in his sock. No plot, so he gotta roll with a clock. Whoa, he addicted to commas. Swear around, but he ain't tripping. If you try to rob him, you get it. Caught a few times, just so slanging how he make his living. Whoa, we addicted to commas. Everyone selling their soul. No, we don't follow no code. Chasing these commas, you know you gon' reap what you sow. Whoa, he addicted to commas. He only rockin' designer. This song is a constant reminder. Ain't chasing commas, they're dead and broke. Where they gon' find it?
Whoa. I couldn't picture being broke. That's like MJ not having a fadeaway. AI not having a crossover. Me and my taking trips just to eat exotic fish. Took my to China just for mumbo sauce. I just want a kangaroo from Australia, straight cash.
The way that she set up finesse with some commas, so baby, I can't get enough of it. I know some who kidnap for commas and kidnap you just for the love of it. Shorty must think that she run it. She told me, Kwame, I'm done with this. I told her cool, but you know the rules. MOB, that mean my other. One for the money, two for the show. People just put me on the payroll. Me and Southeast right in front of the stove. One hate, they one step on some toes. Break that like I'm their father, they know. Push it like salt pepper, go get some more. Can I take your order? Let me go portal. Whip for the Jordy, might blow up your nose. Sorry, your honor, we told in this llama. Cause where I come from, it's a whole lot of drama. Me and AP, saying addicted like commas, like Pepsi and lean. Whole lot of money, no money machine. Thinking she put you shit on this team. Money, 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 all for the green. We selling peas, while you selling drinks.
How the you not touching commas? Your hands broke. You handicapped. I don't give a if you trapping, gambling, working a 9 to 5, driving Lyft, selling waters in front of the 7-Eleven, pyramid schemes, selling your food stamps, panhandling, Stealing gift cards from Best Buy or selling part-time, whatever. Get to the comms.
Number 2.
DJ Nikki Nice. Nikki Nice.
It's the time.
Number 1.
Soul Gang, J Heat, Hustle Every Anything. Hey, when you poppin', it's only about flipping, profits, tripping, faucets, people talking. You the topic, them haters watching. You know they love the gossip. When you poppin', it's only about flipping, profits, tripping, faucets, people talking. You the topic, them haters watching. You know they love it. What do you know? about to go live right now. All the way live right now. Yeah, got the lit right now. All the way lit right now. Yeah, about to go in right now. All the way in right now. When you poppin', it's only about flipping, profits, dripping, faucets, people talking. You the topic, them haters watching. You know they love the gossip. When you poppin', it's only about flipping, profits, dripping, faucets, people talking. You the topic, them haters watching. You know they love the gossip. What do you know? I'm in the clouds, getting some while I blow on this. I know that's your girl and y'all made a vow, but I cannot help if she digging my style. She f with me cause I keep it a thou. Remember the game, I ain't walking the aisle. Getting money, yeah, I let that pile. Part of me while I loosen my bowels. Soul gang, do this shit from the ground. Only rule, ain't no fake allowed. All kings, only gold is the crown. Watch for these things cause these is foul. Same that had said they was down. Lips running, probably made it a mile. Stand up, y'all go ahead and sit down. They gon' be talking about me for a while. Yeah, think it's about time right now. Think it's about time right now. Yeah, about to go live right now. All the way live right now. Yeah, got the lit right now. All the way lit right now. Yeah, about to go in right now. All the way in right now. When you poppin', it's only about flipping, profits, dripping, faucets, people talking. You the topic, them haters watching. You know they love the gossip. When you poppin', it's only about flipping, profits, dripping, faucets, people talking. You the topic, them haters watching. You know they love the gossip.
Welcome back to the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Balancing Act Radio Show. Man, AJ Throwback. What you just heard, well, actually, let's go from 5 to 1. And I actually want to say something at the end of this. So, you just heard the 5 Alarm Blaze countdown. Number 5, Last Minute Surge, Tone Butter, with Beat of My Life. Shout out to my man, Tone Butter. At number 4, we had C.W. Allen with Bad Dreams. At number 3, AP Fresh featuring Crummy Trey and Sonny M. Hoffa with Commas. At number 2, Danae Joy with Shake It. And at number 1, brand new number 1, Jay Heat with Gossip. Shout out to everybody that made the countdown. Shout out to everybody who qualified who didn't quite make it. Shout out to Nonchalant, Riley MC, Kenilworth, Katrina just got bumped out at the last minute. They were in there, but you know, Tone Butter had their last serve. So shout out to Nonchalant. Shout out to Ching Ling Mula. Shout out to Bree London, Heathery Lane, and shout out my main man Ryan Lucas, Feel the Pain, featuring Latasia. I want to make sure I clarify something. I put a post on Instagram saying that there was 1 hour left in the poll. I was told that it posted 27 minutes ago whenever it was, but it I know when I posted that post, it was at 11:04. You know, so now granted it's not quite on the hour, but still it's as close to the hour as possible. So a lot of people were complaining that they thought they had more time to vote in the poll. I don't control when people see a post. I only control when I actually post it. But I will say this, my apologies to anybody who tried to vote. I should have emphasized that the poll closes at noon. So, learning experience for me. Instead of saying 1 hour remaining, say specifically, voting ends at noon. So, once again, my apologies to anybody who tried to vote for the countdown. But, at the same time, get your votes in early. You won't have to worry about it. I understand, like I understand how social media can be tricky like that sometimes. So again, my apologies. But congratulations to everybody who made it. Congratulations to Jay Heat for being number one. Yeah, and we're about to wrap up in the next 15 minutes. We got started a little late, but still gonna get all that time. Definitely gotta get all the time. But anyway, and also my apologies for the sound quality. Apparently, some of the songs were cracking. Just been one of those days. But at the same time, I had a really, really great interview with Onrae Lateal. So I appreciate once again her coming in. Yeah, I got a couple of complaints about the bass in the track coming in hot. So yeah, appreciate you, Calvin, for letting me know that. I don't know why it's different today than it was on any other day, but we'll get it together. we'll try to get it together. Definitely want to make sure I shout out all the people celebrating birthdays right about now. Shout out to my main man Tim Hicks of the Cornell West Theory and the Dirty Church. He actually celebrated his birthday yesterday. Usually I try to do it for people celebrating their birthdays in advance, but happy belated birthday to you, brother. Even though I shouted them out on IG, but we always got to shout out our folks that celebrating birthdays. Shout out my main man E. Salih from OP Tribe, aka Boosie Vegas, and also shout out my main man Mike Bazemore. They celebrating birthdays tomorrow. Glow and my main man brother Greg Ellis celebrating birthdays on Friday. Shout out to Daniel Kroom and Tanner. They celebrating birthdays on Saturday. Shout out my man Chris Brown, not the singer and dancer. You know what I'm saying? Another Chris Brown. There's a lot of Chris Browns out here. He's celebrating a birthday on Sunday. My main man Gladiator, who don't announce his birthday, but I gotta shout out my engineer, my partner, that I frequently collaborate with, and also my main man Tayron Porter celebrating birthdays next Monday, and my cousin Jewel, Devon, Serena, and Stephanie Mears celebrating birthdays next Tuesday. So shout out to all of the Geminis out there. A Gemini helped to bring me into this world, so I always got love for the Geminis. So shout out to all of y'all out there. I'm not gonna extend the I can't even think right now. The luncheon with the Mrs. too long today, but I definitely want to make sure I give my wife a shout out before we close down the show for today. My wife graduated from CNA school last Thursday, and she was actually asked to give a speech or whatever, and I'm always amazed by my wife, and sometimes I don't tell her enough that I'm amazed by her. Sometimes I do, but as she was speaking, it was like this confidence, this boldness that she possessed, that I was just so proud of her in that moment, that it's like she's taking these steps toward her dreams, toward just the things that she wants to pursue. Because this was a part of the conversation that we had was about the importance of you get married and you have things in common. It's just inevitable. But then you have things that are your own, that you want for yourself, so you don't feel like everything is attached to the other person. And so for my wife, this is such an important thing for her to have of her own. And so for her owning that moment and me recognizing it for exactly what it is, it just it moved me. And I was just so proud, that's my wife right there. And she's just bossing it up right about now. And another thing that I got from that, my wife is a natural born leader, but in that moment I was I totally see her just lead. When she gets to the level where she can truly lead a team of people, she's gonna be awesome at it, because people naturally gravitate toward her for advice, for guidance, for so many different things, myself included, And so I'm just excited to see where things go from. So that's my luncheon with the Mrs. But short and sweet. Just shout my wife out. My wife is awesome, and I honestly couldn't imagine being married to anybody else. And I love you, baby. I appreciate you. Congratulations once again. and this is only the beginning. I know it's even more to come. You're gonna excel at everything you do. Yeah. Cause you the bomb, boo. But yeah. So hold on one second. Let's close out with this right here.
Words of wisdom to get you through the rest of your week. These are the bars for life.
So I was searching for some bars for life, and I was you have to like go through a couple of different sources for my quotes. But this quote, I knew God put it on my heart, and I knew God like lined it up for this to happen this way. I thought about it, and I was like, hold on. I heard a dope quote today. Because I was literally trying to figure out this quote last night as I was preparing for the show, or finishing my prep for the show. And it's like God spoke to me like, you already have the quote that you need. And so the quote is, life is too long to live it short. Get busy living or get busy dying. And that's from actually one of my homies. My main man, Randy Barrett, who I work with. He was talking about how he has been surrounded by a lot of death lately. And a lot of people going through turmoil, a lot of people going through sickness and going through so many different things. And he didn't really explain the quote. But the way that I really interpreted it, life is too long to live it short. Why in this life live a life where you're not living it to your fullest potential or your tallest potential? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have nowhere to go but up. And so knowing that there's a path upward, it's like, why would you waste so much of your time? In fact, it's funny because I was watching the Wu-Tang documentary. Y'all haven't seen that docu-series? If anybody out there is a huge Wu-Tang fan like me, treat yourself to watching that documentary. It is, oh my gosh. One is nostalgic, but two is some real gems being dropped in that thing. But one of the things that Ghostface Killer, one of my favorite rappers of all time, one of the things that he said was, you don't want to get to 85 and feel like, dang, this flew by. And the thing is, it's like, you think 85 years, that's a long time. In the grand scope of things, it's not, but it feels like a long time. So in that time that you have, why not live it to the fullest? Why not live your best life, your strongest life, your most invigorated life that you possibly could live? Because it's like he said at the end of the quote, you either get busy living or you get busy dying. And that's pretty much saying you either prepare to live, or you live a life full of life, or you live a life worrying about when you're going to die, or being over the hill, or whatever it might be. You got to live it to the fullest. It's really that simple. So I don't want to, drag it on but so much. But anyway, I want to thank everybody who tuned in today. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, WinDC Radio app, WinDCRadio.com, all powered, of course, by GoWin.media. Once again, I would like to thank my very, very special guest, Onrae Lateal, for coming in, dealing with a lot of the technical difficulties we had today, but, playing it like a professional, rolling like a champ, you know what I'm saying? Just an amazing, amazing story, amazing music. Please make sure y'all support her music. Her music is on iTunes, on Tidal, Spotify, all over the place. Make sure y'all support her, support what she's doing. Make sure y'all look into, hey, if you got girls, might be interested in being a part of the Hand Games Project, hit them up. You know what I'm saying? On IG, Hand Games Project. On Twitter, Hand Games PROJ. And also, if you got teenagers who's interested in the program going on at the Hershon, hit them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, part of me wish I had a teenager right now, because Jason would be going there ASAP. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, dope sister. So appreciate her for not only providing good music, but the instrumentals you're hearing right now, those are her instrumentals as well, which she was our producer of the week, I want to say back in March. She was one of our producers of the week back in March. So huge shout out once again to her. And just love to love. Team Buzz, y'all always come through. Y'all roll with it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all some soldiers. So I appreciate y'all every single week, keeping me motivated, keeping me focused, and keeping me wanting to do this show. So next week, we have Bad Human Art House. They'll be coming in at 11:15, and then at 12 o'clock, we have producer Nick Blast, who I'm excited to talk with next week, and also very special, and hopefully this will actually be her first week here. I got my first of 2 interns. I got interns, y'all, that are gonna be here, helping out, learning. And I'm definitely excited to welcome these 2 sisters in. So our first intern TT, she'll be here next week. So I will definitely make sure I'll introduce y'all to her. She actually has experience in radio, so she's not new to this. She's true to this, y'all. So it's gonna be a jam-packed week next week, June 5th. So make sure y'all tune in next Wednesday to the official Hump Day Motivation for the DMV. What's the D? The DMV and beyond. 4 hours of sleep, that's what it'll do to you, y'all. It's catching up to me eventually. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and close out with some music. We're gonna close out with a couple of songs. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Don B, the artist, with Win, and play a few more songs after that and close out the show. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. And we'll see y'all next week. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy this really warm weather. But get out, get some sun, get some fun, all of that. And we'll see y'all next week. Peace, y'all.
Words of wisdom to
if I could actually set up the song, that would be great. All right, now we really rolling. All right, peace, y'all.
We finna win. Win. We smoking, blowing in the wind. Win. Make a profit, got the yens. Yin. With round these feet, I keep a dinner. Din. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, we win. Win. We smoking, blowing in the wind. Win. Make a profit, got the yens. Yin. With round these feet, I keep a dinner. Din. Yeah, we get it good. Yeah. Kick it like a soccer ball. Sorry, everything I do is raw. Look, got held up, but I'm back with the raps. Eating so good that I'm carrying your weight. Don't get it twisted, I'm running these tracks. Hold up, got my finances straight. Soon to realize when I die, I'ma say y'all so wait. Cause my worth is worth some thousand bunches of zeros and commas. My offerings will be flawless like I only shoot out diamonds. Fresh out the mud, hand me a couple of duds. Into the whip, I down on my chick, I take away from blowing up. And she gonna set me down. Money is what I'm talking about. Now that I got that out the way, she about to suck my soul out. Holy shit, I'm disorient. Mind is on a limb, let me rest. Pull a dragon now, eyes are orient. Grounded much, high on heaven sent. Where the hell is sent? The devil working overtime, I need a vent. That we finna win. Win. We smoking, blowing in the wind. Win. Make a profit, got the yens. Yin. With round these feet, I keep a dinner. Din. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, we win. Win. We smoking, blowing in the wind. Win. Make a profit, got the yens. Yin. With round these feet, I keep a dinner. Din. Yeah, we get it good. Don't bring a black man down. We still can't win in this society. Why you so mad at me?
but you mad at yourself though. How you gon' win with a solo vote? Suicide takes only one no, but you only have one life, so you better take the risk. It don't cut the risk. You better get the girl, love her down. Now I can't who a boyfriend it is pure, so with one hell of a penmanship. My signature ain't thing, you can't write me off. I'm certified now. Groupies wanna get me off. A high horse, now my mom wanna get me off. Telling me my ego's gonna kill me off. What a reality check. A dawn surrounded by mess. Either these haters are pressed or groupies are getting undressed. But now know that none of it faze me. Only wife and 2 boys and 1 baby. Don't make promises, only get maybes. I'm too busy to cheat on my baby. Word on my baby. Yeah, just wanna get money without the fame, so I could go out with my fam. All my without the pain of these cameras in my face. All I want is some chicken wings from my local carry out. But where the mumble sauce at, Mr. Win? Hey, what you finna do? Man, we finna win. Look, hold on, wait a minute, I ain't finished. Tortoise and the rabbit said they creep me till you f it up, and I don't need no carrots to show that I be stuck up. Just bring your lady over, this ain't even over. I've been losing all my life, it's about the time I switch the fucking club. A locomotive on a track, I can smoke it up. I hold my lady down, so it would be easier to pick it up the pace. I had to lace it to the bases, all I mean is bra. But I ain't tripping, I just want the winning tickets, so my family could be tripping by the place that they can visit, bra. And I ain't with the gambling, no faces, but I get your money if I throw it, women falling like a lippin', bra. Look, this is Mortal Kombat, how I finish on. Score perfect and leave me tied to a diligent. Chip on my shoulder big enough to feed the villagers. M. Shyamalan couldn't predict the way I'm killing them. Look, if you have to make a villain and act to pretend it, everybody know the bad guy keeps what he apprehended. Trick the heroes and haters and now I'm back to business. Glorify my life with winnings with these bad intentions. I'm always winning, took me to the limit. Now you wanna show me love when I step them up like tennis. By any means, when I say I'm about to get it, walk away from whatever happened like I never did it. No evidence like I never lift a finger. Got a couple hitters in the group, but you will never see them. Winning, taking over, corrupting everything, living last thing I need. My family worry about it.
You're an indie artist? Then this is your platform. Send us clean versions of your music to balancingactradioshow@gmail.com. That's balancingactradioshow@gmail.com.
As love turns to hate, I can't debate cause I got caught up too. But drew the line when it came to choosing her over you. You didn't do the same, her name was always on your lips. I had to come to grips, couldn't compete with those childbearing hips. She birthed generations through heroin, crack, and weed. And though I tried, I couldn't compare or give you what you need. To let you tell it, I let you smell it and you lost it. Now here this chick comes, scooping up John, she had fostered. Surrogate mama, I once suckled at her breast, but I needed my own rest, so I packed my shit and left. She snatched the best I ever had, took him around the world and back, track after track, clearly an addiction, in fact, impact of global proportions, killing all my dreams now, thought abortion, miscarried, now he married to the muse, got me sick, I used to inspire, now he got no time to stick, I'm feeling some type of way, what happened to our love, we used to vibe every day, ayy, I feel you pulling away, I used to make you happy, now you got nothing to say, ayy, I'm feeling some type of way, what happened to our love, we used to vibe every day, ayy, I feel you pulling away, I used to make you happy, baby. It would be easier if he did me greasier for some fast, or a woman from his past, a groupie something to smash. I wanna strike back, but how do you attack an abstract, a body that's formed? He still prefer her on his arm. This charm bracelet face, shit, my time wasted ain't issue. Well, ain't this about her? He said he can't live without her. I'd rather die, but they're pale in comparison. All he talk about is her. My feelings hurt. This is embarrassing. Now there's a chip on my shoulder. My heart grew colder. And snow cap boulders. I'm overthinking too much. Too he couldn't give. That's no way to live. Outlook negative. I miss the days when things were positive. She the one true love. I'm treated like the mistress. Distress. He going out more and giving me less. When I say something about it, he laugh it off like you bugging. This whole energy different, like there's a bun in the oven. Funny thing about it is I never seen it coming. Pandora. I'm feeling some type of way. What happened to our love? We used to vibe every day. Ayy, I feel you pulling away. I used to make you happy, now you got nothing to say. Ayy, I'm feeling some type of way. What happened to our love? We used to vibe every day. Ayy, I feel you pulling away. I used to make you happy, baby. Bars, 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 bars.
That's it.
I did it. Mommy did it?
Yes.
Oh. You want to do bars, bars?